Here again, guys. How y'all doing? Boy, we've been having some crazy weather anymore these days. Yesterday it was 82 degrees, I believe, and today it's snowing and sleeting outside. Something's definitely going on with this planet that just isn't right. Also, I believe this is supposed to be one of the worst hurricane years or seasons ever they're predicting or something like that. And we all know what that's from. It's from us, basically. Anyway, I got some records. Well, before I get into that, there's another one of these crazy shows on that I watch sometimes. It's called Ghost Adventures. I watch it now and then when there's when I can't find anything to watch. Sometimes I'll put it on there and kind of half watch it and half not because it's basically watching the same show over and over and over again. It's these three or four guys. They go to a haunted, supposed to be a haunted location. Like they like going to prisons and mental hospitals um, and stuff like that on their show. And they take in all their equipment. It's all 90% of the show is night vision. Um, they take their little gadgets that are supposed to be, it sounds like they're talking to the spirit or something like that, spirit talker or whatever they call those little gizmo they take with them. um, and it's always the same thing. It's always like one guy. I probably talked about this before. There'll be somebody in a dark room, and all of a sudden you'll see them in that green, silhouette, and their eyes are kind of glowing from the infrared or the night vision thingy, and he's like, ah! Or even screaming, ah! I heard something. I heard something. Something touched me. The hairs are standing up on the back of my neck. Ooh, something touched me on the back. Oh, something grabbed my butt. Ooh, it was squeezing my butt just now really hard, y'all. It was squeezing my butt. And then that's all they do every show. Every show. And there's like 20 different versions of this show that's on now. And I'll watch this one sometimes. I get tired of all the others. The only other one I kind of liked was these. They were ghost hunters, but they went looking for haunted objects in somebody's home. Ding! They went looking for haunted objects in somebody's home, and they would find the object, like it might be an old pill bottle or a key or a rock that's kind of sitting in the corner for years, and they'll take it out of the house and supposedly get rid of the spirit. I kind of like that one because they would always find all these antiques and things like that and take them home and probably put them on eBay or something, Etsy. Anyway, um, and that's that. I'm not saying I don't believe in spirits because actually my place has several around here. Um, don't think I'm a nutcase or something, but my second room where I store all my, I use it as a storage room. My second area room in there, and it's full of antiques and uh, old stuff. And sometimes I'll hear knocking around in there. It's always usually early in the morning. There's always a lot. It's not Morty because he sleeps where I'm at, and there's always a lot of knocking around in there. Stuff you'll hear stuff falling over and stuff. Um, and then sometimes there'll be knocking even on the door. And I'll just kind of look and like, what, you know. And then or the door will be shaking itself like that, like somebody's grabbing the door and trying to open it. And there was several times the door has opened by itself. Um, like I'll be sitting here doing this, making this video for you guys, and out of the corner of my eye, I can see that door opening over there real slow. It's not creaking or nothing. It's just opening very slowly. There's been times I've been in the shower or in the bathroom, and the doorknob's turning, and I'm Morty, quit trying to get in the bathroom. Anyway, that's that. How many of you believe in spirits, or you don't? What's your arguments before and against that? Um, or even the environment thing I was talking about earlier. Why are we having all of these crazy weather fluctuations? They're getting tornadoes in places there didn't used to be tornadoes. Um, Here, it should be springtime right now. We should all be out playing disc golf and um, things like that. But it's summertime almost yesterday and back to winter overnight. Anyway, I got some records to show y'all. Picked up a few records today. I'm trying to watch my budget now because we might be getting ready to move. I think I mentioned that in a way earlier, a few videos ago. I said we might be moving, and we're working on that. Anyways, the toys. I have no idea who these guys are or what this is. But I picked it up because I just thought it looked interesting. The toys, I don't think I ever heard of them. Um, a lover's concerto. Sing a lover's concerto and attack. Please see how they run. I got a man. Can't get enough of you, baby. Dino Voice Records, monaural, high fidelity. I just wanted to check it out and see what it is. It appears to be in the 60s sometime. We got a country record. Merle Haggard, his epic hits, the first 11. I like Merle Haggard. I like his earlier stuff too than this. I actually had the pleasure of seeing him in concert before he passed away. Reasons to Quit. I do like my country records now and then. Merle Haggard. And here we have Edwin Starr involved. Now, I recognize this name only from one song that I remember by him. It was called War. And this has that song on it, War, on the back. You know, I don't know if you remember the song or not. He goes, War! Whoo! Good God, y'all! Absolutely! You know, stuff like that. I can't remember all the words. I haven't listened to this yet. And I haven't heard that song in a long time. But I thought it was appropriate for what's been going on in the world recently, in the news the last couple of days. I don't want to get into politics or religion. If you ever go out on a first date, it's your first date. Don't ever talk about politics and religion, or the date's over. or when you're at the bar, you're going to get in a big bar brawl or something if you start debating somebody over politics or religion, that sort of stuff. Even on here, I could probably get a lot of you stirred up if I wanted to. You'd be jumping off of my all 40 of my subscribers would be jumping off the ship. Anyway, here's another one. 25 Miles, Edwin Starr. This one has some cover damage right there, but the record's in good shape. He does some covers. I don't think this one has any. Well, it probably is some covers on here, but it's got 25 Miles. I'm Still a Struggling Man. Backyard Loving Man. What are you loving in the backyard? The grill? I don't know. The daisies that keep popping up and destroying all your grass. Anyways, the last record I have to show is this one right here. It's brand new. I didn't find this at the record shop. I had to order it off of Amazon. It's the Claypool Lennon Delirium Monolith of Phobos. Now, I didn't know this was this is actually Sean Lennon and Les Claypool. At first I thought it was going to be Julian Lennon. But then I watched a video on YouTube and it was Sean Lennon. And this is actually a fantastic album. Sean Lennon sounds just like his dad, like everyone always says. And I highly recommend you get this record if you come across it or you want to order it somewhere. There they are right there. It's actually some very good music, and check it out on YouTube. The Claypool Lennon Delirium. If you know Les Claypool, he was in Primus, and he had a couple of other bands, but it was always him, and it was always the same type of really bassy, trippy sort of music. Real, you can dance to it almost too. But I highly recommend this record. Go get it. That's all I have to say about that. I have a book here. I don't have a regular book you would normally see. This time I have it's called The Complete Far Side Volume 1. And this is Gary Larson Comics. There's 3 volumes of this in a set. I didn't get out the other 2 because this is already heavy enough just by itself. But I really enjoyed this guy's comics when they used to be in the newspaper. Do they still have comics in newspapers anymore? I haven't even bought a newspaper in I don't know how many years besides the old 100-year-old newspapers. But now you have to get most of your animation on websites and blogs and things like that. But this is one of my favorite cartoonists that I used to see back in the newspapers. He does some crazy cartoons that have involved a lot of animals and crazy little kids and things like that. I don't know if you can see that. Of course, I never eat the shells. 2 dragons with some discarded suits of armor down there in the pit. And there's 2 little kids there with a couple of crabs talking. Yes, they're quite strange during the larval stage. 2 crabs are talking to each other about these 2 little kids. And he just has some offbeat, sort of quirky, cheesy comics. And I just love all these. And if you get a chance, look some of his comics up. They're on. You can get them for free on the internet. But I just thought I wanted the books. Disgusting. It's just a sort of heavy huffing and puffing the 3 pigs are saying while one's on the phone. It's just funny stuff like that. And the only one I can compare these days to that is a guy by the name of Bill Whitehead. He's doing comics that are similar to this, but they're on websites and things like that. I'll put a link down in below to some of his comics. You can check them out if you want to. And I hope you'll probably enjoy that too. I do have him on Facebook, so I get to see his cartoons almost every day, like you would in a newspaper. Every morning almost. Every morning he puts out a new cartoon on his Facebook, and you get to enjoy that with the morning funnies. And lastly, we're going to try this 8-track thing again. Here we have another 8-track player, the Panasonic 8-track player, this one is almost like new, but it's old, still has its tag on it. And I put some fresh batteries in here. And here we have 2001 A Space Odyssey, the soundtrack. Now this is one of the tapes that I have not repaired yet. So there's probably a 90% chance that this will not work or it will come apart in the player. And we will see what happens. We're experimenting again one of these days. Maybe we'll get this experiment right. Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Well, we're working on that's working. And hope you all enjoy your weekend. Calling over and out. And Weirdos Unite.